So what happened between you and Prince?
Oh, so much. I mean, nothing. You make it sound like we had a relationship. Like nothing like that. Um, but no, I had the cover story for Icon magazine when he was just a symbol. I think this is like 98, 99, not 2000, but like 90, is 98, 99 area. And so you weren't supposed, there was no audible way to say his name when he was the symbol. So you were not supposed to call his name, right? Like there was rumors about like, well, what would happen if you actually said his name and like nobody knew, but I assumed if you were in his presence and you said his name, then like, big penalties, you get kicked out of here, whatever. So hearing all that, I was doing the cover for Icon magazine. We went out to Paisley Park, and the journalists are going in one by one, and they're coming back. There was about 9 or 10 of us on the junket, and they're coming back like they've seen Jesus. Oh my God, it was so amazing! Oh my God! And I go in there. You can only write things down. You can't record, so you're already off kilter as a journalist and an interviewer then. And it wasn't a good interview. I mean, there were great moments where we talked about the record business, or we talked about a little bit about the album, or a little bit about Michael Jordan. Some great personality moments, but overall, it was not nearly enough to sustain a cover. And I was definitely like, that was not what I would call a good interview. It was sufficient for a small story, but not like good and meaty and interesting and inspiring and anything like that. And so the publicist, Leslie Pitts, who's since passed away, said to me, okay, I asked her, can I email him some questions? And this is the early days of email. And, okay. And so I wrote out 10 questions. And the 10th was, will you play basketball with me? And he answered about 7 of the questions, and he used like the letter I and for I and the lowercase u for YOU and all this sort of stuff. I wish I had saved that. Why didn't I save that? And I mean, there was no such thing as a screenshot at that point. So, and so he answered like 7 out of the 10 questions. So to the basketball question, he wrote, anytime, brother. I'm like, you have made a social contract here, because you could have just skipped that question as you skipped 3 others, but you answered that one. So here we go. So when the photographer for the story went to Paisley to shoot him, I went too with a basketball because I didn't want any excuses. So they're doing the photo shoot, and I'm like, what's good? You said anytime. Let's get it in. Let's go. And he's making little witty comments and little things, and he's being princey. And then he says to his assistant, get the box of sneakers. And I'm like, oh shit, this could really happen. And before, it was just like poking the bear. Come on, let's play basketball. Like that's absurd. Like, he's not gonna play basketball with you. Like, I had no expectation that this thing would actually happen. It was just like ask, and just see.
So before he got the box of sneakers, was he wearing like high heels or?
He was wearing a black scoop neck top, black bell-bottom pants, and black boots with heels. Mm-hmm. Typical Prince gear. Yeah. And so he disappeared for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we were ushered around the corner, and the band was in the middle of rehearsing a song. And like we were just here doing a photo shoot, and then like a second later, they're like mid-song, and then they finish the one song, and he puts down the thing, and there's the box of sneakers. And they're like worn basketball sneakers. Like, these are not new. And he pulls out these white with red swoosh Air Force Ones that had been clearly worn many times before. And he put them on, and we're playing one-on-one. And he's good. I mean, just to look at him, the way he shoots, the way he moves, the way he dribbles, he's a player. He clearly had point guard experience. Now, to be really good as a shooter, you have to shoot all the time. And he's a musician. So he would pull up and it would look beautiful, and he would clank a lot. And like, I'm athletic, but I play tennis and I run and I do yoga, and I used to play basketball in the park in Brooklyn and Manhattan, and I hadn't done that in a long time. So both of us are clanking a lot, right? And I think we got to like 4-4 or 6-6 or something like that after like 20 minutes. So the buckets are like, few and far between, but we're having a great game. But finally he's like, okay, all right, let's bring in a couple more people. So we bring in his bassist, Morris, who was like 6'4" or something, and my photographer. And the two of them are playing on a team, and Prince and I are playing on a team.
Oh, you're on the same team as Prince.
Now,
Okay.
yes, now when we go to the 2-on-2, we're on the same team. And every once in a while, I'm like running off to like write a note about something he said or something he did, so that and he said no pictures of the basketball, but I'm taking notes so that I can get, because this is amazing. This is like one of the greatest stories I've ever lived through. And so look, I grew up playing basketball a lot with the guys, whatever. Magic Johnson was huge, you know what I mean? Like my jumper was always okay, but I'm a very good passer and like very creative and like no look pass, like unexpected angle bounce pass, like that's my shit. And so, Prince got open, more open than he realized. And I immediately like flicked the pass to him, like practically like no look. So it's coming at him and it's coming like at his head and he doesn't even realize that it's coming. And I'm like, I can already see like, I like nail Prince in the nose and he's fucking bloody and like I'm the freaking guy who fucking like, oh my God, I'm fucking freaking out. And like, and within 2 seconds, like here comes the ball, it's gonna hit him. So I go, Prince! But now you're not supposed to say Prince at the time, and you're gonna get kicked out of here, and oh my God, like what's gonna happen because you called him Prince? So I realized that, so it becomes like, fuck, like, well, you're like in this, like, what do I do? Like both options are bad, like what the fuck? So the ball misses him and goes out of bounds, and he goes off and he gets it, he brings it back, and he's laughing, and he's pointing at me, and I'm like, what's so funny? And he's like, you didn't know what to call me. And he like loved that thing of like we were all off balance with the name and shit. So that was cool.
That was fun.
We ended up winning the game, which was great. Yeah.
It's funny because I interviewed Mickey Free from Shalimar,
Okay.
who was in the Dave, his character was in the Dave Chappelle skit
Okay.
about the basketball.
Okay.
And he said that the whole basketball game.
Yeah.
Number one, how accurate was that?
It was totally accurate to every point of the whole story.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This happened to me before Chappelle's show existed. And I remember when I first saw the Charlie Murphy skit, I was like, that is like very, very much like what happened to me. But I mean, he played ball with people. There's a bunch of people out there who got little stories about like, including women who were on first or second dates with him and like, yeah, we went and played basketball and like